The mantra is we just want to do right by our employees, by our customers, and by our shareholders, by ourselves.
Welcome to Hustleshare, the podcast that features the daily grinds of unique hustlers around the world to show not our differences, but that our hustles are very much alike. Now here's your host, Ronster Pyong.
Welcome to another episode of the Hustleshare podcast. We are now at episode 5. That's pretty quick. We went through all those episodes very quickly. If you're new to the show, welcome, first of all. And just to give you a heads up of what Hustleshare is a podcast where hustlers share their battle stories and their hacks to inspire other hustlers to do their own grind. What we do here in this podcast is that we discuss the journey, whether it's a struggle, it's a win, or anything in between, not to one-up each other, but to learn and empathize that, hey, you know what? I can actually learn from someone that I've never actually met, or someone that's completely out of my current field. And by doing that, hopefully you'll learn a thing or two that will help your own grind and your own hustle in your own way. So what do? We talk about it in the most realist way possible. We don't talk about the bullshit, all the press releases and whatnot. We go deep into the grind. So just a heads up, there's a lot of cussing involved. Just I want to keep it real and be very me. But if you're down with that, then let's go. In this episode, we're going to be talking to the founder and CEO of Shirtly. So what is Shirtly? Shirtly is an online platform that allows you to launch your own shirt business. And today we're going to be talking to James Fernando, their CEO. So the beautiful thing about this journey about James is that this guy literally started this whole business in high school just by selling shirts. So in this episode, he's going to be talking about how he did launch this during his time in high school to college, all the way through him getting funded and whatnot, and how he actually managed to save his business in the dire straits called the Valley of Death in startup language. And also, we're going to be talking about interesting things about how he hacks his time, how he properly accounts for every single thing that he does, and why he does not have a phone. All of that only here in this episode. So if you're ready, let's go and let's begin this episode right now. Today we have a very cool guest because I've known this guy for a while. I haven't seen you in like how long has it been? 3 years?
Yeah, I guess 2 to 3 years.
Wow, that's
pretty long.
That's
time.
an eternity in startup years.
I've been in the cave.
I've been in a cave too, but I can't stay in there for too long.
Right.
So we are today with James Fernando, the founder and CEO of Shirtly. James, how are you?
Yeah, doing good, Ron. I mean, first I want to say that what you're doing here is really nice. I mean, I'm an avid listener of podcasts.
Awesome.
Tim Ferriss.
I'm not
Startups.
Tim Perez. I'm Tim Perez.
Yeah.
Tim Perez, aka Ronster. No, that guy's good. I swear.
Yeah. No, but I've been looking for a local podcast that's really nice.
Thank you.
Legit.
And thank you as well because you made time. As we're recording this, it's a Saturday. It's usually a rest day for startup, but startup founders don't know fucking rest. We just grind.
Yeah, even Sundays. I guess.
And the reason why James is here today is because I was telling him prior to the show is that every time I launch something, or whether it's a business or whatever, he's always the top guy I reach out because his business is very vital to any startup. At least in my case, because he makes shirts. He just doesn't make shirts just like any kind of whatever shirt company. He empowers people to make shirts. So James, let's go straight to the point. What's your hustle?
My hustle is basically a company called Shirtly. Shirtly is a platform for shirt entrepreneurs.
Okay.
So we empower, as you said, shirt entrepreneurs, graphic
Empower, not
designers.
power. Like power, not the network.
Well, we can do that.
Power.
We've done that, like seminars and shit.
Okay. Okay, so
Yeah.
you empower shirt entrepreneurs. How?
So our platform basically takes care of the fulfillment and production side of the dirty work, basically, of selling shirts.
Shit.
From
okay.
production to delivery. And then when they get to sell a shirt on their online store,
Okay.
we just remit them the profits.
That is
So
awesome. So they don't really. That's probably more than half of the work.
Yeah, actually, because the only thing that they need to focus on is, creating the shirts. That's a huge part. And I think digital marketing,
That is awesome.
reaching their audience, reaching their, fans. Because if they already have fans, they just need to put out merch, like you said.
Yeah.
If you're a startup, if you're a community,
followers and all
organizations,
that, right.
YouTuber, we have YouTubers already. Just sell.
Kong TV
merch.
#1.
Right? Yeah.
I'm a big Kong fan. That's
Right?
why if you look at the art, I'm doing that's not a #1 sign. That's a power sign. Because here in Chatbot, at least, he's like our patron saint. We dissect his episodes of stupidity, but the guy is awesome. He's funny. I love him. Yeah.
Patron saint. Yeah.
Power. Saint Kong TV,
Power.
if you're listening.
Yeah. I met with him like a few months ago.
No.
Yeah,
Do you know
because-
his number?
Facebook. We're Facebook friends.
Okay,
I don't have a phone.
I
don't
need to
have a
hook
phone.
up because he is. I want
Let's
him on
go.
the show too.
All right.
Oh,
let's
power.
go.
And Jun. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
yeah.
good. He's man. Oh my god,
Right,
I'll be
right.
starstruck.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay, so okay, we just got to wrap her up on the show. But okay, James, let's track back a little bit before we discuss, the nitty gritty of how Shirtly operates.
Okay.
How the hell did you start this business?
Oh man. Well, I've been a shirt seller for I think 9 to 10 years already.
Wow, what was
Yeah.
that? College, high school?
Fourth year high school.
High school.
Yeah. So we've been through the traditional process of creating a shirt business.
Where did you study high school, if you don't mind me asking?
Don Bosco.
Makati?
Mandaluyong.
Manda.
I get that a lot.
Okay, no, because
All
that's
right.
that's
Yeah,
where
yeah.
the traffic is all the time.
Yeah.
in Makati.
Talentong.
No, and parking Walter Mart all the
Right,
time.
right,
Always
right.
traffic.
That's why. Mandaluyong. Let's
Okay,
go, guys.
The Bosco Mandaluyong. How did you come up with that? Because most high school dudes don't really care about shit. So you started this selling shirts. So that was pretty cool.
Well, it basically started with an economics class professor. There was a fair that we had to take part of. We had to create a business, and I felt like I wanted to lead the thing. the
There you
shit.
go. Shirt revolution of Don Bosco Mandaluyong.
So yeah, we went to Divisoria to get some shirts.
So
Commute,
you went the
jeepney.
whole avenue,
yeah.
right? You went to the place to be.
Right, yeah.
All the way in DB. Okay.
Like hand carrying 100, 200 shirts.
Shit. Wow. And you were alone, or did you have other friends?
I had like other leaders, like
Okay.
technically co-founders of the business. So we went there and we experienced all the like inconvenience of
Yeah.
starting it.
It's not easy.
Yeah, but it's fun for us. Like it's our first time to do that. We
Yeah.
have a business. Like we have meetings.
right.
So we really enjoyed that part. And then when I entered college, I think that's when it became a bit more serious for.
Okay. And
for
you
the,
studied where in college?
DLSU.
There you go. Right
Right.
now, as we speak, he's wearing green, representing the animal.
Right.
There you go. It's like, wow. When I saw him today, it's like, of all the shirts, James, you chose to wear green. Really? No. Okay.
Yeah, I actually wear green every day.
Oh, there you go.
No, just I'm kidding.
Green-minded guy.
I just have one green shirt.
And you chose to wear it today.
Yeah.
Okay, so you studied in the LSU. What course did you take up?
Business management.
So
that
it's
was
really
my
in
course.
line. But there was at first year, second year, you're really not supposed to be doing this shit yet.
Right. No, I just when we started selling shirts for Animation, that's the
They
name
call
of
it
the brand.
Animo Nation.
Animo
See?
Nation.
Very green.
Yeah.
There you go.
The thing
Shout out
was,
to the Athenians right there.
hey
You
guys,
got-
my best friend is Anthony. Anyway,
there you go.
so I had a certain itch
Okay.
because if you see the other big universities, they have like these hoodies with those big names.
Right.
Like, for example, Harvard,
College
Stanford.
swag.
Yeah, college swag basically. And apparently at that time around 2013, we didn't have a basic hoodie like that. It was all those very sporty jackets, polyester. And I didn't like it. I mean,
you didn't want to rock like something. Of course, in college, especially in La Salle and Ateneo.
Yeah.
You're not. I studied in UST, so I can get away with 3 pairs of polos and whatnot because we had uniform.
Right.
You guys had to rock something every single day. That's different.
Yes. You
need to be comfortable with what you wear.
That's true. That's
right.
true.
And you don't want to look like a slob going to school.
Yeah.
Right. So.
And
so that's your itch.
Yeah, that was an itch, and almost everyone would wear jackets or hoodies every day, but not a single DLSU hoodie, and I wanted to have one.
Got it.
And
that they only popped that during Ateneo, La Salle, and UAAP. Everybody starts pulling their green shirts
right
and whatnot. Okay,
right,
cool.
Right.
That's pretty awesome. So from there, how did you turn that from just doing hoodies? How did that transition all the way? Did you do this your whole college tenure?
Yeah. Okay. I
Okay.
started in my first year.
Okay. And then how did you
So
go?
I think one of the first problems that we had was when we started, we didn't have money to start. And as a college student, I mean that's not. I mean,
Unless
small.
you're selling something illegal, then
Right.
Yeah.
That's not like a joke.
no.
So the thing was, we tried to negotiate a term. So, what if we get 50 hoodies only?
Okay.
And then we pay the guy 30 to 60 days after.
Nice. Your supplier.
Yeah, the supplier.
And then he agreed.
Yeah, he agreed.
Wow.
He agreed. So we were able to bring the hoodie.
You're already hustling in college. You're finessing people. Payment terms of 30,
Right.
60. Wow,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
pretty more.
Because we didn't have money. We didn't have a choice at the time.
But you had to sell something, and you wanted to sell something.
Absolutely.
At least the money up front, it will already pay for itself down the road. You didn't have to borrow that
Yes.
or loan that somewhere.
Because we didn't have to take a loan anymore.
Okay, so after college, what happened?
After college, I wanted to go straight to. I didn't go to the corporate world after.
You
college.
were decided. You wanted to pursue this.
Yeah, because apparently Animation was pretty doing good at the time.
Okay.
So I could start another business on the side.
Nice.
But I didn't know anyone from the startup community. Like those years, that was the year when Kickstart Ventures, Idea Space were all releasing their first portfolio companies. You know that, right?
Yep. I'm part of the first couple. That was second wave. Yeah.
Second wave, right. Yeah. So that was the time. So I was interested to join the
Startup
community, but I didn't know anyone. So what we did was we created a thesis about the startup ecosystem.
Wow.
Yeah. So that way I got to meet several people.
Like who?
Like for example, we interviewed Christian Bester from Kickstart Ventures.
The great German.
Right.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the 4 founders of the startup community. Even when the term startup wasn't even used here,
I know.
He's already there. Yeah.
Right, and I think we also met Earl from Idea Space.
Earl. Right.
Yeah, and
awesome.
other.
The next couple episodes, or the episode before this or after, I don't know yet, but
Okay.
Earl is going to be part of this too. So OG daddies of the startup community.
Yeah.
All right. Now, what did you learn from them?
No, actually meeting them was a huge part of how we started Shirtly.
Okay.
So there was one time when I went out for a beer with Christian Bessler.
How old were you? Over 18. I just want to make sure that you're like, Christian, why are you taking kids out for beer?
20 years old. I'm not sure if he remembers this, but I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure he will if he listens to this for some reason.
So I had another shirt business called T-Tank.
T-Tank.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you were the one who were T-Tank. And he was rocking your shirts all the time.
Yeah.
The billionaires, whatever.
Yeah.
Was that you?
Which?
The Iron Man, like he had a shirt like the Iron Man philanthropist, billionaire. Blah, blah, blah.
I think that's another.
Okay, but it doesn't matter. You're
right.
T-Tank. Okay.
Yeah, we were T-Tank. So the problem with T-Tank was we produced like lots of inventory when we started. The problem for us was we only sold around 300 shirts in 6 months.
And you invested. Now you're sitting in all these
Inventory.
Yeah. What do you do with that? They're all printed already?
Yeah, printed already.
Shoot. Okay.
So I tried to meet with Christian Bester because I wanted to ask for advice.
Okay.
And basically he told me that selling 300 shirts in 6 months is like selling to your families and friends only.
Yep. That's
So-
that's the real, and that's what you love about Chris.
That's what.
He only tells you the truth,
Yeah.
uncoded. That's the German in him.
Right.
You know, he's straightforward, and most Filipinos will get. This is what it is. And Filipinos are emotional. We like sugarcoating things. We like
Right.
dilly-dallying and whatnot. What I love about Chris is that he goes straight to the point.
Yeah.
He tells you what you need to hear,
What you
not
need to
what
hear.
you don't want, not what you want to hear. And it really gives you a shock, and then not a shock, like it wakes you up.
Yeah.
Right? Cold hard truth.
It was indeed a wake up call
Yeah.
at the time, and I asked him like, if you were in my position, what would you do?
Yeah.
And he said I would close it down.
Wow.
Yeah, I would start all over.
Okay.
And I was shocked at the time. Of course,
Yeah.
It was my only it was my second business at the time.
Right. And you still kept Animo Nation running on the side.
Yeah, on the side
Okay.
for a few more years.
Okay.
It's still running now, but I'm not part of it anymore.
Oh. Okay.
My partner bought the shares.
Ah,
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
All right. Yeah, this guy had an exit, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
it's not not like yours.
Okay,
so, you know.
but still, an exit. Got it. I got it.
Right,
All
right. Okay, so it took me 3 days to
Okay.
think about
3 days. Wow, that's a lot of wandering. How young were you? 21? 20?
20.
Okay,
yeah,
that-
I
wow,
graduated
okay.
19. So that's when I realized that I again had an itch.
Okay.
Like there's this sitting pile of inventory at home, and I couldn't sell it. What if there's a way to start all this again without having to deal with that?
Yeah.
So that's how Shirty was born. After that meeting with Christian Bessler.
Okay, how did that... What's the first minimum viable product of Shirtly? I remember when I met you,
Yeah.
you're already doing the MVP of this one.
Yes.
MVP, again, minimum viable product, in just to remove the startup jargon, if you're not a startup dude and you're listening to this. MVP is like our prototype. The least minimum thing that you can ship out there for people to be able to use.
Yeah.
So you went from selling shirts online, the typical way of like e-commerce, Facebook, whatever, Sulit back then,
Yeah.
OLX, and you wanted to create a platform. How did that happen?
Well, it was very scrappy at the time. I just created a landing page using WordPress.
Yep.
We didn't have Squarespace back then, but
Yep.
so I created one, and then I just started calling people.
Okay.
The goal for me that time was to create one success story,
Okay.
an organization or a community that needed to raise funds,
Nice.
and we just wanted to have one success story, and it came in the form of Cats of Manila.
Cats of Manila.
Yeah,
I'm
alright,
a
yeah.
cat person.
man.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a big cat. I'm the most unlikely dude to probably judge me like, oh, this guy's hip hop and shit. But I love
Right.
cats. I have a cat. Yeah. His
Yeah.
name is Big Boy. Yeah.
Big boy.
Yeah, it's a
That's
tuxedo cat. It's yeah, I don't know if you know what a tuxedo cat is. It's black and
yeah.
white. He looks like he has a tuxedo on.
What?
There's just Google
okay,
it. Tuxedo
Google
cats.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's the
Yeah.
color of their fur. They call it tuxedo cats.
I
Yeah.
see. Does it really look like a tuxedo?
Yes, it's because they're only primarily black and white. They look like they're
Cool,
wearing
cool.
something. Sometimes they look like they have a mask. So it looks like Zorro.
Oh my.
Yeah. Or Batman. Okay, we're
Right,
talking
right.
about shirts, not cats. So Cats of Manila joined in, and you wanted to help
Yeah.
them out. And what was your business model for you? What's in it for you? Of course, because this is a business, not a cause, right? For every shirt, you're covering your spread through the manufacturing, which already had a margin on. Is that
Yeah.
correct?
No. We do sell. We help them sell shirts on a per piece basis.
Okay.
So if they sell one shirt, we get a profit from that already.
Okay.
So it doesn't matter how many they sell.
Okay.
Because as long as they're
Selling.
marketing on their own.
Yeah.
They sell, we get a profit in it. We don't need to
Nice.
produce like a big bulk of shirts like before.
How did you stumble upon them? Like, I want to know about that hustle because
Right.
it's not easy. It's like you're making a MVP. You were known for a T-Tank shirt, Nation
Yeah.
first. How did you bump? Because this is not serendipity only, right?
Yeah,
Right?
of course.
That's a hustle actually, people. When you look for people, especially when you're starting out, the first couple of transactions, your first business can make or break your business.
Mm-hmm.
And if you stumble about the right one, you're going to get off on the right note.
Right.
So how did you get that type of organization to work with you?
Actually, it was just plain cold messages on Facebook.
Nice. Okay.
I just messaged a couple of organizations, and
Okay.
apparently they were already looking to sell merchandise.
Nice.
And I think it was just the right timing.
So it's not, you didn't ask cats around like, hey, do you know any, like, hey, meow. They're like, hey, do you know any? I was, oh, yeah, Cats of Manila. No.
No.
Okay,
No,
so
I just
you
plain cold
asked
message.
them and they agreed, and long story short, they
They
agreed
were-
to sell their shit on Shirtly.
Yeah, and
So how
they
did
were
that
the
work?
first success
Like-
story.
You enabled their store to be in shirt.ly, Shirtly.
Yeah, they got to create a store on Shirtly.
Okay.
It's Shirtly/Cats of Manila. You can still check
Yeah,
it out.
yeah.
You can buy shirts.
There you
if
go.
want. But
It's still there till now.
yeah, still there.
There you go. Cat people.
Yeah.
Very passionate about their cats.
Right.
So that's good.
Yeah. Like what happened was, they were able to sell more than 100 shirts at the time.
100. Nice.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
good
that bad.
validation for you that this platform works.
Yeah.
Because you help them out, they make spread out of their shit. Of course, they have a cut of the shirts they sold.
Yeah, they put
and they
a
also
profit.
help you at the same time.
Yes.
Okay, now we'll take a quick break. After the break, we will discuss how James was able to scale from helping Cats of Manila to helping more shirt entrepreneurs after the break. Hey, do you guys like what you're hearing so far? If you do, please don't forget to show us some love and subscribe to Hustleshare on your favorite podcast app. You can listen to us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and all the other major podcast apps. Also, if you want to get in touch with us and suggest the next hustlers you want to hear in the show, please do messages on our chatbot on Messenger. Just search Hustleshare or go to m.me/Hustleshare, powered by ChatbotPH. And lastly, if you want to know more about the details and resources we discussed during each episode, please go to our show notes at hustleshare.com. Cool? All right, back to the show. And we're back from the break. We're still with James Fernando of Shirtly, who likes cats. I like you. Yeah. So we help cat
I do
people.
like cats, yeah.
Yeah. Cats all day. No, there's in my Instagram. There's only like 3 things you're gonna see. Actually, in my Facebook. Shoes, which is specifically Air Maxes, startup
Okay.
shit, basketball, and then cats. I love cats though. For real. They're cute and they're funny and they're stupid. All right, James,
All right.
going back to your story, right? You helped Cats of Manila. I'm pretty sure things went up from that point. How did you go from Cats of Manila to helping, what do you call them? Seven-digit preneurs. You talk
Shirtpreneurs.
about shirtpreneurs.
Yeah, shirtpreneurs.
7-digit shirt. Who came up with that?
Yeah, that was a content teammate.
That's
That,
hard to say. Okay, so 7-digit shirtpreneurs, meaning
Yeah.
you produce millionaires in the platform.
Well, those are sales numbers, not.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Revenue in millions.
$1 million, no.
Wow,
million
okay.
peso.
All right,
No.
Dollar range.
I'm kidding.
You got people to sell millions of pesos worth of shirts using
Right.
Shirtly.
Yeah.
How did you get from Cats of Manila to what do you get? 7-digit shirtpreneurs. Woo!
Right.
I just call them millionaires, bro. Right. How do you get there?
Yeah, well, so after Cats of Manila, we had a couple of success stories already.
Okay.
And so it was apparent at that time that we should focus on content, creating content
Yeah.
from these stories. And we basically came up with a campaign called Launch Your Dream Shirt Business.
I thought you launch your shit. Like, okay, just like, oh, yes, he was supposed to say it. Launch your shirt. Launch
Okay.
your shirt. Okay.
Launch your
There's an
dream
R
shirt
there.
business.
Okay.
Right. Because apparently there were a lot of people who dreamt about starting their own t-shirt business from the side.
I'll come clean. I've always wanted statement shirts. I always hear good quotes in rap songs.
Exactly.
I just didn't have that. Maybe this is it. Maybe Hustleshare is my avenue. And no, we'll have Hustleshare merch as we get more hustlers and listeners in the show. So watch out. That's going to be in Shirtly / Hustleshare or in Hustleshare itself.
Right.
Okay, so going back, you got people to create your own shirt.
Launch your
shirt.
Dream shirt business. And so we focused on creating content for them, and on social media, our shit just became a bit viral among those people.
Nice.
Graphic designers, online shirtpreneurs,
creatives, basically.
And we created stories about the hustle basically as well, and they liked it. And well, many of them created their own shirt businesses. So for many of our users, Shirtly was their first step into entrepreneurship.
Nice. So you're enabling them to be entrepreneurs themselves.
Right. Yeah. So that was the mission.
That's what I loved about you. And then I remember a lot of these posts that you invite them over to your office.
Yes.
And you
Power.
Yeah. Power. No, basically, and you give them, empower them, and you train them as well on how to.
Yeah, we do help them get started.
Okay.
Like the basics of selling shirts online, selling on Facebook groups. Nice. But they still have a lot of work to do after that.
Absolutely. That's not a hall pass.
Right.
This is all your brand.
That was one of our mistakes when we started.
Okay.
We tried pacifying their needs and
tried to be everything for them.
Yeah, like we had this slogan before, like anyone can be a shirtpreneur. And so I think it sent the wrong message. It's not the wrong message, but
set the wrong expectation.
Yeah, that it's easy somehow to
and
have
it's
a
never
successful
easy
shirt
to
business.
hustle. Because
it's never easy.
This is the saying always in business.
Right.
Because if it was easy, then everybody would be fucking doing it.
That's true. Yeah,
right.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's never easy, but the hustle is the same.
Right.
Sometimes you just gotta adapt that hustle that you learned from someone else, tweak it, not the same fucking formula, and make it work for you.
Right.
So, in that said, James, what were the challenges you got? So, what was your peak first? Let's start with that, and then it's
okay. Challenge. So we were able to gather a few 7-digit shirtpreneurs.
How many in total, if you don't mind me asking?
Around 10 to 20.
Dude, are you kidding me? Wow.
Because there were a lot of, I think, really good creators out there.
What was the formula to be a good shirtpreneur, at least based on your own expectations?
Well, the first step always is to know your audience really well.
Okay.
So if you're part of that certain community, you already know your audience. You know what they like.
Yeah.
You know what they would wear.
Yeah.
So that's always the first step. And from there, you just try to create a few shirt designs that would appeal to them. Usually, shirt designs that they would be proud of, shirt statements that they would be proud of.
And you help them design. What if they don't have a designer?
No, we don't help our shirtpreneurs design. Okay. Like it's really that's their hustle. Right?
That's where their hustle comes.
Yeah, they need to test their shirt designs.
You're a platform.
Yes.
They need to figure out what the fuck they're gonna say.
Yeah.
Let's sell. Okay, that's
because it's really not easy to find the sellable shirt design.
No.
Like it's not just about having super colorful graphics.
Yeah.
It's like finding the right words, like copywriting.
Yeah, copywriting, right font, right positioning.
Yeah.
And you can't please everyone sometimes, so you gotta have diversity.
Right. And there's no template for each audience.
Correct. So again, it's a unique hustle in its own. There's similarities, but you gotta make it work for you. What are those hustles like? For example, if you were to define that and look in hindsight, out of those 20 people, what were they able to do that the lower ranking shirtpreneurs did not do?
I think the main factor was the products themselves, the designs, like product market fit.
The product sold themselves.
Yeah.
That when they see it, it's like seeing shit on high sub 90 or hype. It's like, fuck, I want that shit.
Yeah, that kasi like when you're selling something online
Right.
through us, the mentality is that you have to offer them something that goes above and beyond what they expect.
Of course.
Because they can buy shit on physical stores that they can test.
What's the market of shirts? Everybody wears shirts, right?
So
but why will they buy your shirt out of all the shirts, right?
Right. So the ones who usually succeeded really knew their market, and those people who didn't try to sell to everyone, because that's a main...
Stayed in their niche.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause some people, they even when they haven't even started yet,
Okay.
they ask us, hey, can we make 20 stores?
Wow.
Can we make like all these?
I like the brevity, but dude, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Right. And that's common among so many. And that's what we try to tell them during our seminars or workshops.
Yeah. Calm your tits.
Yeah.
Yo, calm your tits, first of all.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah.
just focus on one that you already know.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
try to reach product market fit as fast as you can.
Mhm.
Ask your friends who are also part of that community.
Mhm.
And then when they hit a certain, I think, say level of sales,
Yeah.
we try to help them scale it using
Then
paid
that's when you
ads.
multiply. When you hit a certain level, you don't do a shotgun
Right.
spray and pray approach.
Yeah. And
That
so-
was the peak, or because you got funded, or there was a deal for you. How did that happen from being a platform to now being venture? I mean, to be a backed entity.
Right. So we're a portfolio company of Future Now Ventures.
Shout out Future Now Ventures.
Shout out,
John
guys.
R.
Hey,
How are
John.
you?
And the
Yep.
other portfolio companies.
Yep.
Okay. Like Autodeal and Cloud6.
Yep,
Anyway,
everyone.
just
What's up? What's up,
Okay.
Jupiter people?
All right.
And Paseo people.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. You introduced me to John at
Yep.
one event in PICC. So
No, you. I told him he's the dude.
Right.
I don't know anybody else who is as open to listen to ideas
right.
from an angel's perspective. Because I consider John as a super angel, really,
Right.
because though they are VC by default, it's really his call.
Right.
Other institutions would really have to go through certain bureaucracies first before they make a decision, and they have to make it work within the portfolio, whatever. It takes a while.
Yeah. So
John, you can, as long as he's in, and he will really help you out.
they've been a blessing to us. So
It's been a blessing to a lot of us.
Right.
Side note on me, in Party Foul, we stayed in this office for a good year for nothing. He wasn't even part of my board. And without that, we would have died way earlier.
Right.
Without him. Anyway, going back to you. So you met John, and what happened after that?
So what happened after? Well, when we talked about Shirtly that time, we were, I think, somehow profitable already. We had a
Nice.
sustainable business, but we were not going as fast as we could.
You wanted to scale faster.
Yeah, we wanted to like shorten the learning times of things.
Yeah.
So that's how we basically used the money. So
Okay.
yeah, we like hired the team.
Yep.
to
How
do
big did your
content.
team grow?
The team was about, I think, 12 to 15 at that
That's
time.
a lot of people.
Right,
Yeah.
when we started. So
And how many co-founders did you have at that time?
two.
Two.
Yeah, still do now.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
have two
Great.
co-founders.
So, yeah, you had at least.
Adriel and David, shout out.
There you go.
Okay,
What's up? Adriel is your
COO.
and
And
your-
my girlfriend.
There you go. CEO. Hi, Adriel, CEO. What's up? Oh, by the way, this is my CEO. No. And it's
Yeah.
good because that's what's important about the hustles as well.
Right.
And I learned this the hard way when I was starting out. No matter how hard you hustle, it's tough. I'm not saying it's impossible because there's people who have done it before. It's tough when you're a solopreneur.
That's true.
Because there's always it's a battle. You go in a war. You're not going to a fist fight.
Right.
You're going to war, and you get some way you're gonna need it to need help.
Yeah.
And it's better when you have comrades in arms,
Right.
rather than you're gonna try to be Chuck Norris,
Right.
because only Chuck Norris can do that. Heck,
Yeah.
and they always say that the poster child of solopreneurs
Yeah.
is Jeff Bezos, right? But people don't understand, but that his wife or his former wife, now I'm not sure if they divorced
Yeah.
already, was a big part of making Jeff successful. So
That's true.
though he's not really co-founder,
Yeah.
but that's his team.
That's a huge
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of more unsung heroes that help him through the way.
Right.
So,
So with our setup, really, to be honest, Adriel is, I think, the business mind in our team. Yeah. Like, I'm just a shirt seller and just
There
sell
you go,
shirts.
yeah. Yeah,
But when
exactly.
it comes to like hiring, she really has a good judge of character.
That's good.
Um,
So she covered for your weaknesses.
yes, and David as well. Like,
Yeah.
three of us, we were able to form a really good like team.
Team in tandem. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chemistry as well.
Chemistry, yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Okay, so from that point, you got to John Orak, and things were going well. You hit a wall.
Yeah.
What happened? Because this is where I actually lost touch, because by this time,
Right.
my startup has passed away as well in Party Foul, and I had to start from scratch. I had to
Right.
like sort of detach myself and just really dig deep and take it one step at a time and just focus. What happened to you?
Right. So the problem that we had at the time was that our acquisition efforts for new shirtpreneurs
Okay.
were a bit overpowering the whole funnel. Okay. So let me put that into other words. So we were spending so much time and I think also money on getting new shirtpreneurs.
Okay.
Whereas what we should have done is to focus on
Production.
the few shirtpreneurs who are already doing it really well. Okay, so before anyone could sign up, and we try to help, empower everyone.
Yeah.
But at some point, we should have put a certain filter into the funnel.
Got it.
Right,
So
so-
there's too many people, they couldn't hold it in anymore. And then you
Yes.
lost track of the ones that really matter.
Yeah.
The seven-digit shirtpreneurs.
Yeah, there was a point when I think one of the shirtpreneurs stopped selling. Some
That's gonna hurt your numbers because you're dependent on their performance.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
So we misallocated our marketing efforts at the time,
Okay.
and we didn't realize it until we had to make a pivot
Okay.
on that side of the business.
Okay.
And while doing that, we were also fixing our supply chain
Mm-hmm.
systems and delivery.
Yeah.
But for me, there's not one problem that hit us, but it's
always a bevy of stuff. It's
yeah.
a mixture of stuff.
mixture of stuff. And when we realized that we had to pivot to a more we still empower entrepreneurs and
Right.
shirt entrepreneurs, but we now focus on the guys who can take it to the next level.
How bad did it get? So from your peak, how bad did it get for you? That of course, there's in business, right? In every mistake and
Yeah.
every triumph that you make, there's always a consequence. There's
true.
always a price to pay.
Right.
What was that for you guys?
Basically, we transferred our office space.
Okay.
We had to move to a smaller office space.
Downsize.
Downsize, and we promised those users, those shirtpreneurs, that we would help them, every one of them, and
Okay.
then suddenly,
You couldn't
we
help
told-
yourself.
Yeah, we couldn't help ourselves. We told them that we would be focusing on a few. So if you want to create your account, you have to attend a paid workshop to join. So there's a certain process now
Yeah.
that we do to filter the ones who are really serious about this.
Of course.
And,
Because even the bigger companies like the Grabs, the
Yeah.
Ubers, they were aggressive, super aggressive, and then all of a sudden everybody wanted to be like, oop, they had to put
Yeah.
a break, they had to stop it, and then government also had to stop that too. So from that
Right.
point, did it get worse from that? What happened?
From that point, of course, we were running out of cash as well at the time because we spent a lot
to
on
Startup Life 101. You're really not into the startup grind until you start worrying about your like where money is really not. There's no money anymore.
Right.
That's where the real hustle and your best shit comes out.
Yeah.
So you went to the Valley of Death. Welcome to the Valley of Death, my man. So there. From that point.
So from that point, well, I think when we needed it the most, the best shit did.
Always, your best shit always happens in the Valley of Death.
Right.
That's true. That's proven.
Yeah.
It's either your best shit comes out, or you just literally go down and you meet Satan face to face. You know. But even if you go to that point, I mean, I've been through the worst, like literally losing a company.
Yeah.
That doesn't define you.
That's true.
You always have positives to come out of every shitty, fucked up situation.
Right.
And what I want to give you credit on is that you managed to save your company at the last minute.
Right.
And you mentioned about that. Now, before you say what happened, let's go to a quick break. This is a cliffhanger. Sorry, guys.
Okay. All right.
We'll be back after this.
All right.
Effective automation is the best way for businesses to stay competitive. And having a chatbot for your business lets you easily automate and optimize sales, marketing, and customer service in the digital age. Chatbot PH will build, train, maintain, and market your chatbot across all messaging platforms. Our team uses the latest AI technologies to enable you to better serve customers 24/7, 365. Set a meeting with us today. Message us now at m.me/chatbotph.
And we are back. We're still with James Fernando, who managed to stay alive, which is good.
Yeah.
You know, again, before the break, we talked about how he was able to survive the Valley of Death and, you know, put his startup back in the right direction. So again, going back, James, you're in deep shit already. In the lack of better terms.
Right.
How were you able to survive? How did you manage to at least kick out before the count of three? You know, in wrestling.
You're almost there. Like the water was almost.
So how did you survive, or at least how did you stay alive?
Well, the thing about that period was that because we stopped focusing so much on acquiring new users, we had more time to focus on the people who are actually paying us, the shoppers.
Yeah.
The customers, the ones who wear our shirts.
Of course.
So, so we started to obsess over, I mean, as cliche as this sounds, we started to listen to what they want. Okay. So we suddenly realized that we needed to fix our supply chain system even better.
Right.
And then we focused on the few number of shirtpreneurs who are actually doing well.
Okay.
So the marketing expense and all the other expenses that were removed by, you know,
you repositioned it
towards the shoppers. So we obsessed over customer, I guess, experience.
How did you manage to pay the bills during that time where resources were lacking?
We still had cash flow because people are still buying the shirts.
Okay.
So when we had to readjust the company, I think
was there collateral damage where they had to let go of people?
Yeah, some people, right?
That's fair. Sometimes you got to do it. It's a necessary evil.
Yeah.
It's not personal, but you know what? You had to save the ship.
Right.
You know,
right.
what you can always do for those people is that set them up in a position that in their next job they're going to be
right.
acquired.
And that's what I actually tried to.
That's good. That's good.
Really worked hard to do that at the time.
Hey, go out of the way. That's what founders. Here's what people don't understand with founders.
Yeah.
Or the people that start a company. People think that we don't care, that we only care about the profits. Most founders actually fucking love you. They don't just fucking care about you. They love you, that they're family.
Right.
That every single one of you matters. right? And if you have to let people go, that really hurts.
Yeah.
And especially if there's a bunch of them, it's like having to go through 5, 6, 7, 8 breakups at the same time.
That's true.
And we literally lose sleep over that. I had to do that in Party Foul. And I always say this, the only pain that probably exceeds that are two things, like death, because grief and mourning is something I don't want on anyone, but everybody has to go through that. Second would be probably a terrible heartbreak, and third is this. It's like,
true.
oh my God, it's this compounding heartbreak.
That was like one of the, like, it was pretty difficult to bear at the time, so we had to
swear, like I cried, like for
Me
real.
too, yeah.
You literally cried. No matter how tough you are as a man or whoever, there's nothing can prepare you for it.
Right.
So okay, you had to do that, dig in deep. You even had to. I'm pretty sure you're having creeps of doubt creep in.
That's true. Like, I was questioning the decisions that we made at the time. Like, did we really have to spend on this, spend on that? And it was one of the, I think, most fruitful learning experience going through the whole process ever so far. And I still look back at that year knowing that we are very accountable to those people, and I don't want that to ever happen again.
Of course.
And
what were the hacks that got you into the right direction? You said you focused on the users and the free shirtpreneurs that were doing well. What else did you guys do to?
Yeah, it was a slow grind to increase our sales month to month, because that's what we really focus on, the sales, the number of t-shirts that we are able to sell. And like, number one, our team had to be prepared for it. Like, we realized that we were not equipped enough in terms of digital marketing, in terms of paid ads, in terms of marketing.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And sometimes the best way to do it is just hire an expert from the outside.
Right.
If you really, because there's always a learning curve, right?
Yeah.
And if you try to be everything at once, and that's where you're gonna fail and you get distracted.
Right.
So okay, you got
and
that.
So we tried to do that our own.
Okay.
We tried to learn all those, like, tactics, how to sell shirts, and we became pretty good at it.
That's
and
good. Yeah.
Slowly, we were able to bring back sales up without having to increase our expenses anymore.
Good.
So
Nice.
I think this happened around 2017.
Nice.
So we were bringing back the sales up, and without having to increase the expenses. And then from there, we focus on the same thing every day.
Yeah.
Like, I myself, I know my priorities is.
Your metric is?
Our main metric is like the efficiency of our ads, basically.
Okay. Because that's what's gonna drive the traffic.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be a trickle down effect.
Right.
With the ads, everything will just follow through.
Right. So we focus a lot on, customer acquisition.
Okay.
Like, budget and how much.
Retargeting? Were you doing a lot of retargeting?
Yeah, we do a lot of retargeting. And we also, of course, had sales as a second metric.
Okay.
Right.
So
like, we weren't obsessing about growing the number of quantities that we sell, but because our number one priority is the efficiency of the ads.
Okay.
But as long as we get to keep that certain metric healthy, we can try to scale every month.
Correct.
Sell
Because
more
it's
shirts.
now a formula.
Yes.
Rather than it's a fucking hypothesis, it's a wild guess.
Right,
Like,
right.
okay. And then
Yeah.
you fucking do a sign of the cross. Hope that happens.
Right.
And every once in a while you get chamba, but now it's a formula. Now you can scale up.
Yes.
That's when you really have product market fit.
Right.
Because it's relative that if you do
Right.
X, Y will happen.
Right.
And I'm happy you did that. That's why, again, he's here in this episode, because this guy is an unsung hero. He managed to avert death.
Right.
And that's a big role. I had to go through death itself. Though, again, in hindsight, I learned so many things that helped me get Chatbot PH acquired. I would have loved to still figure that out. But, bygones be bygones. It's hindsight 2020. Okay, James, so from now, where are you guys at? I mean, current state of Shirtly, what keeps you busy? What's your day? What's your grind now? It's a totally different thing. It's funny because this guy came prepared. He has notes at the moment.
I had to
and it's
prep
weird.
for,
But before you answer that, there's just one thing I need to know.
Okay.
You don't have a phone. I always message you. Why the fuck do you not have a phone?
Yeah.
Did you get in trouble with the law before? What happened?
No, I actually do have a phone, but it's a burner phone. You know, did you watch Breaking Bad? Those flip phones.
Yeah.
You can throw away whenever you want to. No, I don't have a phone because, like this, it's a segue, right? Because I try to budget my time like how I budget my money.
There you go. So this is a hack. Listen up. We need to need to listen to this because he's one of the few people that I've seen him write shit on Medium and share articles about. So you're actively hacking your daily grind.
I'm trying to hack and optimize my everyday routine.
Okay.
So one of the things that I thought was very destructive was, flipping through Instagram stories for a few minutes, and then after
and the last thing you know, you have 100 Instagram stories, and you've ran out of Instagram.
And you don't know these people you're even viewing.
Yeah.
So
most of them are just doing random selfies of them pouting and shit. Like,
right.
what the fuck? All right.
So instead of like trying to not open or uninstall Instagram, I kicked the idea of having a mobile phone, smartphone.
The whole phone, even with all the productive apps in there, like the Wazes and whatnot.
Right. Yeah.
How do you sacrifice that just for the sake of focus?
So right now, everyone in my contact knows that I don't have a phone. So
wow,
they adjusted to me as well.
James, the guy that doesn't have a phone.
Yeah, well, my friends know that. Yeah, so
shit. Okay.
So
what if people want to contact you now after this episode and they know that you don't have a phone?
Well, usually it's
Message.
Facebook message,
Okay. All right.
email. That way I can like assign a timer. I can just focus on the messages.
Okay, so now you don't have a phone.
Yeah, so the hack is basically like budgeting money.
Okay.
So one of the things that I learned last year is there's a term called like name each dollar that you
Joe.
get. I think it's like
Joseph. Whatever. This my dollar is Joseph. No, okay, so what does name each dollar mean?
So all the money that's coming from your salary or whatever source of income, you already put a name to each peso in there. So so first, like when you get your salary, you put it in the emergency fund. You put it in the
you allocate
interest.
it. Right?
You allocate it. You don't allow a certain amount to just stay hanging in there.
Okay.
So that's what I do with my time as well. So each hour in my day is kind of optimized to
and you stick to this every single. So you're a routine type of guy.
Right. Yeah. The one good thing about it is that suddenly your day is programmable. So if you want to switch your priority to say like customer service to digital marketing, you just remove customer service from your prime times and you just replace it with time to learn about digital marketing, time to talk to customers and stuff like that. So I get to program my time based on my priorities.
How extreme is this? So for example, literally when you wake up, you know that you stick to a schedule?
Yeah. There are when I wake up, I know the things that I cannot do.
Okay.
And I know the things that I can do.
Okay,
So,
like what? If you don't mind me asking.
Like for example,
don't cartwheel to work, like that, no?
no, it's something like that. like for example, when I would wake up before, I would lounge around my room.
Yeah.
Browse on YouTube, watch
NBA.
NBA. So I try to get rid of that. And
you go straight to do what?
My routine, my daily routine.
Which is like how? Just like for example,
okay.
Are you a slow grinder at first? It takes a while for you to get your flow right away, or you get like boom first. Because I always ask this with my employees when you're onboarding. Okay. What do you do first? The hardest or the easiest thing?
Hardest for me.
Hardest for you.
Hardest for you. Yeah.
Okay. Why?
I think all my creative juices and problem solving stuff I have them in the morning. Okay. So after having breakfast at home,
No, bro. He just got emotional and
Okay.
hit the mic. No, it's all good.
Okay.
All
So
right.
after having breakfast at home, I go to the office, and then I do this.
You don't take a bath.
Well,
Just kidding. Where are you going?
yeah, it's like prep up, whatever.
All right.
Yeah.
Shirtly team, your founder and CEO does
They
not
just
take
got
a bath.
me. Alright. Okay.
So okay, you
Yeah.
got your flow, the hardest shit right away.
Yeah. No. I first do a certain practice. It's thankfulness and meditation.
Like you
practice.
Marie Kondo that shit all the time.
Yeah, because
Okay.
sometimes you wake up with all these like emotional baggage. Sometimes,
Yeah, from
like
the day
you're not
before,
in the
right?
good mood.
Yeah.
So I try to do a certain practice that Tony Robbins teach.
What is it? How does it
Like
work?
you just have to be. The idea is to be thankful for three main things in your life.
Yeah.
And you have to internalize them. You have to feel like you're in them. And then after that.
Not like Ariana Grande. Thank you.
Oh.
Next. Thank you.
Yeah, not like that.
Because that guy, she's thankful.
Yeah.
But she just goes next, right?
Right. No. You remember like anything
Okay.
that any moment in the past.
Yeah.
And even last week or even like few years ago.
It's three things that you're thankful for.
Thankful
and it
for.
gets you in the right gist right away.
Yeah, it gets you in this thankful mood. And
Okay.
then when you think about the things, the problems that you need to solve in
Yeah.
the business or creative things you have to deal with,
Yeah.
suddenly it becomes a lot easier.
Yeah.
In my experience.
When do you
every day.
delegate? Or after you've done your shit already?
Yeah, well, actually, the things that I need to delegate are, I think, already delegated to the team.
When? The night before?
No. So everyone in the team already has their own workflows that they need. We have this quarterly meeting, and we set
Okay.
everything there. And
And
so
you just let them do autopilot at
yeah,
the same
and our metrics are viewable anytime.
Because it's hard. Like for me, it's hard for me
Okay.
to get that focus. I'm the other way around.
Okay.
I do the easy shit first.
Yeah.
Emails, whatever. Anything that requires people. Because I cannot literally be isolated from my team because there's always distractions. Hey Ron, what do you do? Hey Ron, blah, blah, blah. Hey Ron, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And there's only a small window in my day that I can do that.
Okay.
I do the hard shit that I can focus when all the distractions are done.
Right.
Because
yeah,
I'm in the people business,
Okay.
right? I make chatbots for a living, but
Yeah.
we're not at a point yet where bots make bots yet. Right? When we
Yeah.
get there, then yeah, I'm sorry, team, I gotta let you go.
Black Mirrors.
Yeah. No, but for
Okay.
me, that's what it is. Like, and I can't just say no because what if that's an important decision? That's their blocker.
Right.
I don't want to be their blocker. I need to be able to help them and empower them.
Right.
Because if not, then we're gonna bog down.
Yeah.
For you, it's the other way around. That's great. I want to learn from that. Like, so you said they're already autopilot. What metrics do you guys use? OKRs. What do you guys do to set those responsibilities with you literally having not to micromanage them anymore?
Right. It basically there's a certain metric for every person in the
Okay.
team. So for example, our customer service head, his main metric is our NPS score,
Okay.
Net Promoter Score. So
Okay.
we can view that anytime. And when we see that there's some improvement that needs to be done, that's when we have a meeting. That's when we talk.
Okay.
But on a day-to-day basis, they already know what they're supposed to do.
Nice.
So we have very rare. We meet very rarely.
Wow.
Our team. So
are you remote or are you still in the same place?
still in the same place.
Okay, but you just don't talk like fuck you. I don't know you. Like
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, of course, other teams do talk. Like for example, Adriel, she's
Yeah.
in charge of operations.
Yeah.
So when there's an issue,
Of
she
course.
deals with them.
You cannot not
Yeah, when she has to.
that on right away.
So that part, I've already delegated. I mean, not really delegated, but Adriel is the one who's really good at that.
There you go.
So they just let me do my shit as well,
There you go.
on a day-to-day basis.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's how it works. And it's already programmed all throughout the day.
Okay.
So I just grind in every day. I just do my, checking my metrics.
Yeah.
And everyone, like performs like that as well.
That is great. So you built the machine now. You have also the formula that makes you successful. What's next for you? Where do you want to take this and whatnot?
Okay. So the thing with us is that when we underwent through the valley of death, we always had this big vision. It's almost like change the world mentality.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that we changed after that experience.
Yeah.
So now we just focus on two main things. Number one is our actual sales.
Yep.
What's your target this year and the next year? So we don't try to set a big number like in 5 or 10 years.
Yeah.
That's not
Realistic.
working for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it works for many people, but it doesn't work for us.
No, in reality, actually, that's just a Hail Mary.
Right.
You know, and that's the North Star.
Okay.
Yeah, when you have a North Star, they always say that, you know, aim for the
North
stars.
Star.
Yeah, if you fail, you end up in the moon, which is not bad.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, it depends on, but for you like setting attainable goals.
Yeah, we like setting attainable goals. And we also have certain set of mantras that we live by.
Yeah, now we're getting really deep in this shit. Okay. Mantra. We're talking about chakra in
Gurus
the next minute.
and ninjas.
Yeah, okay. No, but this is again a testament. I always, for some reason, every article that you share, I always save it because I know you rarely post.
Right.
But when you share, that means it's good. Right? And there's only a few people in my feed that does that. Majority of the time, they bicker about stupid shit and whatnot. But I literally, you're one of those people that if you share something, I know it's something worthwhile that I can learn on. Yeah. So those mantras, what were those mantras?
One of the main things the best mantra that I like, it's basically simple.
Okay.
The mantra is we just want to do right by our employees, by our customers, and by our shareholders, by ourselves. Just doing right by them. Sometimes it sounds very simple, but when you're making a decision, sometimes you don't, you make decisions that, are not, abiding by that mantra.
Yeah. Then you have to live back to that core.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's one of our main mantras. So if you ask me now, how I see ourselves in 5 years, I see a lot of happy and loyal customers.
That's good.
I see a lot of happy and loyal customers who are buying whatever we release.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And you have better designs. Again, I'm not tooting your horn here, but I've seen your designs of the type of shit you guys sell. Right. These are good. There's this astronaut alien guy that sells.
Yeah. It's one of the designs that we released.
Dope design. It's just that I can't imagine myself rocking that. There's too many print. Right. I'm a plain Jane kind of guy.
Yeah.
But it's dope, dude, and it's good. Now, last question, James. It's a personal question here in terms of what's your source for all this shit? Because you don't have a phone now, right? How do you get your new information? That's a hack. Because if you're not investing your time, and you say you always optimize your grind, your hustle, you need to have good sources. Because majority of the time that people don't get good sources of information is because they only rely on certain sources like Facebook. 80% of the shit you see on Facebook is bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit. I
Facebook
swear.
Groups.
No, not putting Facebook, but it's irrelevant information that will help you on your grind.
Yeah.
You need to dig deep to get that type of information. Where do you get yours?
So the thing about I understand, there's so many information
distractions actually. Yeah,
distractions. And even advisors and coaches these days everywhere.
Yeah, everybody's a coach now for fucking
right?
You're a coach? Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so for me, I try to define who my believable people are.
Okay. And what's your measure for that?
The people who have done it themselves.
Been there, done that.
Okay. Knows what it feels like to, go through the valley of death and all those things.
The highs and the lows.
Yeah.
Yep.
So when I try to ask for advice or get information, I look for those people.
You just don't randomly LF. Advice. What do I do with my mentoring?
Oh yeah.
A lot of people, what do I do? What do I wear? LF.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Oh
looking for recommendations.
Yeah,
What do I do with my fucking life today?
And some of them are really hard questions. And
Yeah, and then why the hell are you asking this here?
yeah,
Right?
it's like
So, okay.
crowdsourced thing.
So when you're asking for advice, you look for those characteristics first.
Yeah, and not all of them are like people that I can reach. Some of them I listen to in podcasts.
Yep.
So I listen a lot. Books.
Mm-hmm.
So I bought a Kindle like a
Kindle?
year ago.
Yeah.
Feb last year. It's 1 year now. So I used to watch Netflix. I think an hour a day.
Yeah.
I kicked that and I replaced it with Kindle.
This is again going back to your calendar.
Yeah, it's part of that already.
Wow.
Yeah, it's part of that. There's a time for like before I sleep. It helps me go to sleep.
Before that was porn, now it's Kindle.
Well, okay.
Whoever, if you're
Not
Mr.
safe
and
for
Mrs. Fernando, your son has changed. If you want to listen to this. Okay, good job, James.
Yeah.
Now you
So
Kindle
big step
it.
up. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
Other than that, any other sources? I always see you on Medium for some reason.
Yeah, there's a lot. Like right now, there's lots of paid stuff on Medium, so I lessened my Medium.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
One favorite source that I like are newsletters of selected people that I follow.
Like who?
So, for example, Tim Ferriss.
Tim Perez.
Yeah.
Oh, Tim Perez. No, he's a
Yeah.
gold mine.
There's a newsletter called 5 Bullet Fridays.
5 Bullet Fridays.
So it's basically 5 things that he does every day. So it's just basically generalist
Okay.
shit. But I do that for digital marketing people as well. I try to be part
Got
of
it.
so I do that in all my domains.
That is
'Cause
awesome.
I try to look for that person and try to get all the stuff I can, free stuff.
Yeah,
'Cause,
and you're literally picking their brains by them doing it voluntarily by giving you free shit.
right, yeah.
That's awesome.
And also I ask for advice from fellow founders every now
Yeah.
and then. Like for example, one founder that has been very helpful
Yeah.
is Frankie.
Frankie.
Frankie
From Autodeal.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Daniel as well.
Yep.
So I asked them about content, SEO.
Those guys are experts.
Really
Oh my
good
God.
at that. Yeah, super good. So,
And very humble too.
yes.
Yeah, Frankie can be crazy sometimes if he's drunk, but he's
Yeah.
hats off.
Well,
like, yeah.
When I asked him for advice, it was actually
He's drunk?
when we were both drunk. I was like super wasted.
Oh,
already.
that's good. Click through right that shit, bro.
Yeah. I was like, Frankie, do you have 2019 marketing tips and
Yeah.
stuff like that? And so he did not only give me tips, but he held a workshop for future now portfolio companies. And
Wow.
it happened, I think, 3 weeks ago.
That's
and
awesome.
Yeah, now like we're doing our own content shit based
That
on
is awesome.
what I learned from him.
And again,
super awesome.
there's no better source, at least from our side of the world or outside of the spectrum. Founders, majority of the time, are always willing to give a helping hand. Other than founders, who else was instrumental in giving you, or at least pulling you from the dark ages? Again, that's my last question. Who else helped you out in that? Because we all needed that, right? I needed that. I needed to just let go. And sometimes the most basic advice can be the most important advice.
Right. Well, the main core that I have 2 main like core groups. One's my family, of course.
Yeah.
I'm pretty close with my mom, my
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
My brother's also in business.
Yep. I met your brother before.
Right.
Yeah.
At Kickstart.
Yes.
So we talk about shit every day.
Yeah.
So even during those times, he was super instrumental in
Keep it
helping
going.
us get out.
Yeah.
And he even taught us a certain financial system, like
Wow.
personal finance and like business finance system.
Yeah,
that
and
we-
this is where a lot of first-time entrepreneurs struggle because
Yeah.
they put everything in one pocket.
right.
No, you shouldn't be doing that. There should
Right.
be 2 different. You should treat them differently because
Yeah.
if your business is your source of livelihood and you dip into that shit all the time, you're fucked.
Yeah.
Right.
So like the system that he taught us, we still use it to this day, and I even use it to.
And how does that system work, if you don't mind me asking? This can be valuable for fellow hustlers listening to the show at the moment.
So there's a certain Excel sheet that we use.
Okay.
Do
you mind sharing that, if you don't mind?
Yeah, sure.
As a resource
I can share
for.
it. I mean, it's pretty simple, but
okay.
Sometimes you forget about it when you're in the grind every day.
Yeah.
So
we'll share that in this episode on hustleshare.com.
Okay, all right.
After in the post, just look for it when this goes live.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's all about. Okay. So, like, do I discuss that?
Yeah. Go.
Right. So, after the normal formula for income and expense is income, expense, and savings.
Right.
So, what I learned using that sheet is that we need to pay ourselves first.
Of course.
So from the income, you try to set aside a certain amount already for certain buckets. Like for example, for the business, even for yourself. For me, I have my emergency fund, my stocks and
Kindle
all that.
fund, which used to be porn fund.
Yeah. What? Okay. No.
Just kidding.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and then that's when you try to allocate for the expenses that you have.
Makes a lot of sense.
So that's how the sheet works.
Mm-hmm.
And then, like, going back to the groups,
Right.
I also have a set of friends from high school.
So this is where you started, like from where you started selling shirts.
Right.
From Don Bosco,
Mandaluyong.
Mandaluyong.
Actually, grade school. We've been...
Wow. So these are brothers. Like brothers for life.
Bros.
Yeah.
Homies. Yeah,
Homies?
Homies
Okay.
for life.
I didn't know you were an OG. Okay. we got homies here from OG
right.
James.
No,
what
but
up?
the thing with us is we don't talk about work.
Okay. Talk about life.
We talk about life. So whatever happens at work, you know that there's a group of people that still will be there for you whatever happens.
Yep. Without any judgment.
Without any judgment. With no need to pretend.
And that's
anything.
very important for everyone. Yeah.
So we try to... well, until now, we meet every week. So there's time for that. It's also in my calendar.
There you go.
Yeah.
Even them. Homies time. Right. Every Sunday night or whatever. All right, James, that's it for us in this episode. Why don't you invite people over to check out the current version of Shirtly? I know it's going to improve as time goes by because you already have the magic formula. Yeah. But if you guys want to check out James, where should we look out for you, and how do we access Shirtly?
You can access Shirtly by going to www.shirtly and
shirt.ly.
Shirt.ly, yeah. And if you want to create a store and start your, I guess, entrepreneurial journey with us, you can attend one of our workshops.
Okay.
We have a free workshop coming up. It's going to be held at Paseo.
Okay.
In March 27.
Okay.
And
there's a lot of time still.
Right, a lot of time. And one 7-digit shirtpreneur will be speaking.
Wow.
He will be telling Neil Palteng.
Yeah.
The topic is about how to manage the 9 to 5 and 7 church businesses.
There you go.
And so yeah,
9 to 5. He has 7 stores.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Stores.
Why does he still have a 9 to 5? If I had a 7 store, he's a shirtpreneur, dude.
Yeah.
I'd be in Bali.
Right.
Yeah.
He's actually, I think, a product manager at one of the big Ayana.
Oh shoot!
Yeah,
Miko startup.
Product
That is
managing.
awesome. Okay.
Right
cool.
now, before it used to be a finance.
Now sometimes it probably just breaks the monotony too, and it's just it's.
I think he's a pure numbers guy, but having those shirt businesses is his creative outlet.
Got it. Same way with me. Like I created a podcast just to, relieve myself from sometimes it gets too overwhelming. This is my natural state.
Yeah.
Just crazy guy. All right. Thank you very much, James. I hope you had fun.
Thanks for having me, Ron. I mean, if we can do this again in the future, and
we will definitely talk about your Kindle moments or what was your Kindle moments. All right. Thank you very much. And guys, if you like this show, please don't forget to subscribe for us in Spotify, iTunes, and in Google Podcasts. And please don't forget to give us a rating and reviews. We need that so that we can get our numbers up. And if you like this, of course, please don't forget to share it to your friends. All right, this has been Hustleshare, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace.